I'm going to analyze AJ and NZD These are the trades we're currently in. I called the AJ trade on Friday, and I believe we're currently up 55 pips or 60 pips on AJ right now. And I called the NZD trade this morning, and I believe we're also in profit as well, right? So I'm going to show you guys exactly how I trade. When I tell you guys, if you trade like this, you will definitely be making money in the market, right? This strategy literally helps me quit my job 1000%. Like I was telling Jeff earlier on, right? This is the same strategy that I've been using since last year of September, right? Obviously, it took me like over 3 years to actually come up with everything, right? But at the end of the day, it was worth it, right? So if you follow everything properly, and then if you actually take your time, if you're patient with the market, because one thing I love about the strategy is that it's going to make you wait. You know what I mean? You're going to have good entries and your stop loss going to be good and your TP is going to be good, right? At the right place, right? So it's all about, trend line, following the trend, following structure and use the Fibonacci retracement as a tool to get your entry, right? I don't counter trade ever. I stopped counter trading last year of September. And I tell you guys, changed my entire life, right? If the market is going bullish, if the market is bullish, sorry, I'm looking for buys only. If the market is bearish, I'm looking for sales only, right? So into this session, I'm going to be asking you guys questions because I want you guys to actually, pay attention and to actually master the strategy, right? Obviously, it's not going to happen overnight, but if you practice, you do it over and over and over and over again, trust me, guys, it will pay off, right? So I always start my analysis on the high time frame. This is the AUD, this is the AUD JPY. Actually, let me share my screen to Telegram group real quick so I can go over the trade properly. Right. I think I called the AUD JPY on Wednesday last week, right? And then on Friday we closed it at how many pips did we close it on Friday? I think 60 pips on Friday. We closed it 60 pips on Friday because I didn't feel like holding over the weekend. Then on Sunday I called it again, right? Buy AJ. This is the entry price that I got in, the stop loss, and the take profit, right? So pay attention to is to have a good risk to reward ratio, right? Our ratio is very crucial, right? So as you can see, the stop loss is minus 60 pips, right? Let's say if you take the AZD JPY trade, you get in and then you're risking about at 0.10 lot size, you'll be risking $60 and then you'll be aiming to make $130, right? This is over 1 to 2 hour ratio, right? Which is really good, right? Then as you can see, TP2 is even better, is over 1 to 3 hour ratio, right? So the hour ratio is very crucial, right? So that means you can literally lose 3 trades in a row and win one, and that one trade will put you in profit or break even, right? So this is the NZD trade. We're currently up about 60 pips. And then I called the NZD trade this morning as well. Let me see if we're in profit. Let me double check. Yeah, we're currently up, actually we're currently up 65 pips on I'm just checking on my phone right now, 65 pips on AJ. Then we're currently up about 10 pips on NZD. And then as you guys can see, if you go through the signals, you'll see right 60 pips, 40 pips, right? Look at that. The fire sign profit, 320 pips, which is crazy. Last week was crazy. We made over 320 pips, which is a lot, by the way, right? So 0.10 lot size, that's $320. 1.0 lot size, that's $3,200. Then 10.0 lot size, that is if you have a big account. That's literally that could have been $32,000, right? So it's all about the account size and the lot size, right? As you guys can see, we've been on a crazy winning streaks, right? 20 pips on EJ, 75 pips on EJ, and so on. And then my partner got this trade. We actually took a loss as well, right? So one thing about trading, you guys must be ready to take some losses, right? As you guys can see, after that one loss, went on a crazy winning streaks, right? So that's that. Let me share my screen now. We'll go over the technical analysis, right? First thing first, I always start my analysis on the monthly time frame, right? So I just go to the monthly time frame. I just grab my support and resistance lines. So I'm just going to mark my key levels, right? As you guys can see right here, we have a beautiful support level. So we know every time the market come to that area, right? Reject, went up, reject, went up, reject, went up, which is a strong support level, right? Sorry. Then I'm going to put this right here as a resistance level, right? Look at this, reject, 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 reject. Finally broke above it. by the way, this is the monthly resistance level, right? Finally broke above it, retest, and now it's currently going up. And also, if you guys want to as well, you can also put a couple more that way, right? So that's pretty much all I do in the monthly time frame. I don't be doing too much, right? Because if you add too many lines, that might confuse you, right? Because I'm mainly going to focus on the trend and structure, right? I'm also going to put 1 year as well. This is currently where the market is at, right? So as you can see again, reject, 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 finally broke above it, came back to retest it, and now it's currently going up, right? So if you go into the weekly time frame as well, all those lines that I placed on the monthly time frame is also valid on the weekly time frame, right? So I'm not going to do anything on the weekly time frame, right? I mean, if you want to, you can also add a resistance level up there if you want to as well. But this is pretty much where the market is currently at, right? So that's the weekly time frame, right? So now, right, guys, I started on the monthly time frame. Well, now I'm just working my way down, right? Monthly, weekly, now I'm going to the daily time frame, right? The reason I was talking about this on the monthly time frame because I love seeing the bigger picture, right? I cannot just focus on each one of 15 minutes, right? If you focus on the small time frame, you'll miss the overall move. As you guys can see by now, I don't, as you guys know by now, right? I don't scalp. Yeah, I just look for long term, not long term, like in between, right? Like I like my trades usually at least I hold my trades usually for like a couple of days, 3 days, sometimes even a week, right? But at least we know that we'll be catching like the big moves, like 100 plus pip move, right? Not like 10, 15, 20 pips, right? We go for like 130, like last week we caught 320 pips, right? So these are the moves that I'm looking for, and that's how I start my analysis on the monthly time frame, right? But some people never look at the monthly, weekly, daily, each for each one 30 minutes. You just go straight to the 15 minutes time frame. Those people scalp, right? So I don't know how to scalp, and I don't really like scalping because I hate being in front of the screen 24/7, right? So this is a daily time frame, guys. On the daily time frame, this is where you literally have to take your time. When I tell you take your time, this is where you have to get the trend right. Because if you get the trend right, this already give you like a huge edge in the market, right? Because remember, guys, there's only two things you can do when it comes to day trading. It's either you buy or you sell, right? So the first thing you gotta tell yourself is the market is trending up or is the market is trending down? If it is trending up, you look nothing but buys only, right? If the market is trending down, you just look for sales only, right? I don't counter trade, right? So in this scenario, I'm going to ask you guys a question, right? So what would you guys call this? Is it an uptrend or is it a downtrend? Is the market bullish or bearish?
It is uptrend, bullish.
It is bullish, right? So which means we're looking for buyers only, right? We don't scalp at all, right? So that's the first thing, right? Once you get that right, trust me, now all you got to do is follow structure, place your fib, and wait for the next structure to be created, and you get in and you make money, right? Once you trade like this, not only the trend is on your side, structure is on your side, and also the fib is what you use, is a tool that you use to get your entry, right? So bullish, right? So now all we're going to do now, guys, is look for structure, right? This is a daily, right? You can zoom in a bit more if you want to. This is daily, as you guys can see, right? It's going up, it's going up, it's going up, and we look for buys only, and that's why we say carried about 60 to 70 pips on Friday, and that's why I called the trade again on Sunday, and we're up about 65 pips right now, right? So first thing first, guys, go to insert shapes, and now you're going to mark your structure, like the structure levels, right? As you guys can see, we have this right here, which is a low, right? And then the market went all the way up to give you a high, this entire area, right? And guess what? The market dropped to give you, what would you guys call this right here? You got the
High,
low,
low.
higher low, exactly. So at the higher lows, that's where you place your fib, right? From the higher low, from the most recent higher low to the most recent higher high, and you wait for the market to give you a nice 50% or 61.8% fib retracement, which is the next structure, and you get on the buy and you ride it all the way up to the next structure, right? So in this scenario, in this case, I'm going to show you guys real quick, right? So imagine if you got your fib retracement, you place it from the low, right? At the high right here, right? From the low to the high, guess what? The market gave you a nice 50% retracement and it went all the way up because you're going to target the previous high as your TP1, aka the 0%, right? From the high low, TP1 will be at the 0%, which is the previous high, and then minus 27%, that's where the market created a higher high, right? So from this, right? Imagine if you got in at the 50%, close to the 61.8%, you get in, right? I usually place my stop loss about 30 pips below the 61.8%. So let's say 45 pips, right? And then you use, man, look at the R ratio, and you use this 0% as TP1, that's 240 pips. Guess what? Minus 27%, that's 344 pips, right? So you're literally risking about 45 pips to make, that's like pretty much like almost like a 1 to 10 hour ratio at TP2. Right? But yet again, you're gonna have to wait for the move, right? It takes time, guys. It takes time. That's why I love the strategy a lot. It makes you wait, right? So we got the low, we got the high, got the higher low, and then the market went all the way to break structure to give you a higher high, right? And then guess what? It dropped again to give you what, guys? What would you call this? Right? You got that was the previous higher low, right? The market went all the way above to give you a higher high because this high is higher than this. And what would you call this, guys?
Higher low.
Higher low, exactly. So what would you do in this scenario, right? So all you gotta do again, guys, I'm showing it to you, and this is literally happening live, and this is why we're currently in profit right now, right? Replace your fib from the most recent higher low, right? The market is trending up from the most recent higher low to the most recent higher high, right? Guess what? The market came to the 50%, close to the 61.8%, and literally we repeated the same thing again. Went all the way up to smash TP1 at 0%, and went all the way up to smash TP2 again at minus 27%, right? So if you guys don't know the fib levels that I use, especially for the Vidson, right? This is the fib level that I use, 0, 0, right? 38.2, 50%, right? 61.8%, 100%, minus 27%, minus 61.8%, and 78.6%, right? You do not need to know what these values mean, right? Literally, you just have to know how to use them, right? That's all I want you guys to focus in on, right? So now guess what? The market created the higher low and went all the way up again to give you, what would you guys call this? What do you guys call this right here?
I high.
Exactly. The market created a nice higher high. Guess what? And this is why I called the signal on Thursday. We closed on sorry on Wednesday. We made money. We closed it on Friday because I didn't want to hold over the weekend. And I called it again on Sunday. Guess what? All I did, guys, literally all I did was place my fib from the most recent structure in this case, which is the higher low, to the most recent higher high, and I waited for the market to come to the 61.8% for us to get in. Obviously, there was news and the market actually grabbed liquidity on the downside right here at the 78.6%, right? But overall, as you guys can see, the market rejected this entire area to create a new, what would you guys call this? What do you guys call this? Right? Higher low.
Higher low.
Exactly, higher low again. Like imagine, guys, imagine if you caught this move from here. When I tell you this one setup only would have made you tens of thousands, and I'm not even playing. I'm not even playing. I'm talking about like over 1,000 pips off of this move only, right? So place my fib from here to there, right? We're getting at the most recent higher low, right? And then guess what, guys? We're just gonna ride it all the way to the next structure right here, which is the higher high as TP1, and TP2 will be the minus 27 because the market's probably going to form a higher high. When I tell you guys, this strategy works like magic because the trend is on your side, and structure, as you guys know by now, structure is literally everything, right? And then use a Fibonacci retracement as a way as a tool to get in, right? These levels are levels that I've back tested for a long time, and I tell you guys they work, as you guys can see the work, and that's why we're currently in money, right? So if you guys want as well, you can grab your trend line, right? Drag it all the way up to make sure you get all the touches, right? Got the trend, right? Got the low, got the high. The market formed the higher low at the trend, went all the way up again to give you a higher high, from a higher low at the trend, went all the way up to give you a higher high, and then I rejected the trend and formed another higher low, right? The market is bullish, guys. I look for buys only, right? Why would I sell if the market is going up? Right? I want you guys to trade like the big investors, right? We trade with the trend, guys, right? The only way I'd sell AUDJPY is if the market breaks below the trend, and not just the trend, guys. Pay attention to this, right? Because because that is the key, right? The market must break below the trend, right? And also structure, right? The market must something like this got to happen, right? Breaks the trend, right? And structure, right? And we test this whole area, that's when we know it is time to sell AUDJPY. But until then, right, the market is bullish, guys. Make sure you look for buyers only. And that's why every single week, like 80%, I'd even say to 90% of the time, every single week, we actually finish the week in positive, right? Because I traded the trend, I follow structure, and I use the fib retracement levels to uh for the entry price, right? So that's pretty much all there is to it, guys. Obviously, like it might seem easy, the way I explain it and everything, but you're gonna have to actually practice it, back test it over and over and over again for it to make sense, right? The first thing you gotta tell yourself in a daily time frame is the market is bullish or is it bearish? If you can tell, if you can find out the trend, then you pretty much all you gotta do is wait, right? Don't like if you get the trend right, the only reason you'd lose the trade is if you're not patient enough for the market to create the next structure in this scenario right here, right? Or if there is news, right? But lately I've been staying away from news. I don't trade news. And also the third reason that you might lose the trade is if the market, like if you get very unlucky, the market decides to actually um break the trend and structure and change of direction and start trending down, right? But until then, you follow the trend, you follow structure, and you wait and you wait and you wait. Because as soon as AJ goes to it 0% and create the next higher high, guess what I'm going to do, guys, right? I'm going to place my fib from the most recent higher high all the way to the from the most recent higher low, all the way to the most recent higher high, and wait for the market to actually create another higher low for me to get back in, and we'll be in money again, guys. Right? That's all there is to it. You guys got any questions for me? You guys are good? And also, if you go to the H4 time frame, as you can see, it is a beautiful uptrend. Beautiful uptrend, right? Um, you guys are good? Jeff, you all good?
Yes.
Davidson, you all good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff is good, man.
Yeah. Good.
All right.